they're basically butt naked and they break into each other's homes while this guy is like sitting in the bathtub like butt naked trying to fuck the water. I love the anime. Do I like Free Iwatobi Swim Club? Yes, I really like that scene where they're basically butt naked and they break into each other's. But have you seen 50% off? It's even better than Free Iwatobi Swim Club. What do you mean, what's in it? Haru literally wants to bang the ocean. And then you have Makoto who wants to bang Haru, who wants to bang the ocean. You know what I'm saying? What anime is this? Free Iwatobi Swim Club. Free Iwatobi Swim Club. Of course I know what it is. And it just reminded me of a really funny thing. Back in the day, my friend was just getting into anime. They were literally just getting into anime. Started off with Attack on Titan, Sword Art Online, Death Note, all that edgy, meathead, unga bunga stuff. And they were like,
yo, Atsu, your recommendations have been fire. What's next?
And I was like, you know, you liked all of these series. You're definitely gonna love Free Iwatobi Swim Club. And he looked at it and he was like,
are you sure?
And I'm like, yeah, you like swimming? This is like about like peak athleticism. You know, it's about people who are trying to achieve becoming the absolute pinnacle of swimming. And he got into like maybe 4.5 episodes. He got up to episode like 4.5 and then he messaged me. It's like,
bro, what the fuck am I watching?
And you know, excuse his language, but he was like,
this is bare.
You know, it sounds derogatory, so I'm not gonna say it. But what he said was technically not incorrect because it is quite a gay anime. But yes, he was not very happy with my recommendation. And then he realized I was just trolling him. Anyway, he was basically, you know, hashtag toxic masculinity, hashtag fragile masculinity, can't watch any kind of sports anime with boys in it because of all the supposed homoerotic connotations, which may or may not exist, you know, but like he's one of those people that is like,
oh, Haikyuu is gay.
Which is not, and if people have those cannons or head cannons, that's fine. But like he's like,
oh, volleyball is a gay sport. Volleyball is for women, that kind of stuff.
He was like one of those people. So I can't believe he got to 4 episodes of Free Guys. I can't believe this guy got to 4 episodes of Free Iwatobi Swim Club, guys. 4 episodes. Man literally sat through almost 1.5 hours of Free Iwatobi Swim Club without questioning what he was watching. He genuinely trusted me so much. But no regrets. Listen, if he got to episode 4, guys, that means he was enjoying it. You know, he was enjoying it, and maybe he was enjoying it a little bit too much, which is when he was like,
whoa, I can't be caught watching this stuff.
Maybe he was afraid of having some sort of awakening. Oh, Skate the Infinity is no, that's another level. That's another level, you know? And even before Skate, we need to make sure they first get onto the mainstream stuff. Right? We gotta start them off with Yuri on Ice. And then after Yuri on Ice, we put them on Given. But like, because Given is a little bit less subtle, we gotta debate them first by playing a bunch of really good Given songs. Because Given has a banger soundtrack. And then we're like, yeah, it's an anime about being rock. You know, it's all about rock on. How does Atsu know all of this? Because I'm based. I'm not insecure about my masculinity. I don't care if I watch an anime and the characters are gay. That doesn't make no difference to me. If the story is good, it's good. If the anime is entertaining, it's entertaining. That's what it means to be based. You don't care about what anime and what your character's sexualities are. As long as it's not weird or creepy, it's totally a-okay. There's also another one. What was it called? It's a running anime. Not Run with the Wind. Run with the Wind is really good though. Strider's High. It's a terrible anime, but it's good garbage to consume. Also, the song is really good. Banana Fish? Oh, Banana Fish is a good one as well. In before the people who cancel Banana Fish come in here because they're like,
oh my god, there's horrible scenes in this. There's references to and drugs and violence.
Yes, it's a dark anime. Banana Fish would be like level 10. I'd say Banana Fish is like level 8. What would be the most gayest mainstream anime there is, guys? Maybe it is Banana Fish is the peak. Yuri on Ice? Nah. Banana Fish is way better than Yuri on Ice. Come on now. Come on now. Let's not disrespect Banana Fish like this. Yuri on Ice is Omega mainstream, but it is not better than Banana Fish. I'm sorry. They also, in Yuri on Ice, they literally reused so many animation scenes that it started annoying me. At first, I was like, oh my god, these ice skating animations, wow. This is actually so good. And then I was like, wait, haven't I seen this already? And then I was like, nah, I'm just tripping. Next episode, wait, haven't I seen this already? And then I was like, okay, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on here. Sasaki to Miyano, that is one I have not seen. Why when I search Sasaki and Miyano, freaking Horimiya comes up? God damn, Horimiya might be an anime I genuinely hate. I'm sorry to the Horimiya fans in here. Oh, Sasaki to Miyano would be level 10. Yo, 8.2 out of 10. 8.2 out of 10. I might have to watch this. Oh, it's quite recent. Winter 2022. But why? Why do I hate Horimiya? I don't necessarily hate Horimiya. I hate the fans. Why? Because they think Horimiya is God's greatest gift to romance. And it's just not. It's like the most basic of most surface level romance animes out there. It's so shallow. It's so petty. It's so for kids. But like the people who consume it think it's genuinely God's greatest gift to romance anime of all time, and they are blinded to the actual greatness out there. You know what's a better romance story? And some people are like,
Oh, it's not really romantic.
yes it is. Skip and Loafer. It's not about having these unrealistically edgelord / attractive main characters that unrealistically cross paths and fall in love. No, none of that BS, okay? In this household, we look at real romance. Friendship to lovers is the superior trope. Not just physical attraction. Oh my god, you have tattoos, but you look like a nerd. But when you put up your hair, you're literally like an e-boy on Twitter. No, none of that shallow nonsense. You know what else used to trigger me? Not because the anime was bad, but the fandom who thought it was God's greatest gift to romance before Horimiya. You know what was the predecessor to Horimiya in terms of the most generic normie romance anime out there? Your Lie in April. Why? Just because it was on Netflix and so many people watched it because it was on Netflix, and that's the only exposure to romance anime they had. They're like, oh my god, Your Lie in April! Oh my god, wow! Wow, Your Lie in April! Oh my god! Oh my god! Nerd falls in love with superstar blonde character. Wow, where have I seen this before? Ain't no way this is the greatest romance anime you've seen. You need to broaden your horizons. Okay? You need to expand. Now, Your Lie in April is not a bad anime. It's not a bad anime. In fact, it's good. But the fandom is just unbearable. It's like the people who have just watched Fairy Tail and Black Clover and literally never watched anything else, and the moment someone is like, can you recommend me an anime? They're literally in the mentions, the DMs immediately.
Have you seen Fairy Tail? Have you seen Black Clover?
Because they've only watched 7 different anime. I've had enough of these individuals. There's absolutely nothing individual about watching Your Lie in April. There's nothing unique about being a Horimiya stan. And it's not about being woke. It's not about being an indie person. It's not about being a hipster. It's just about having a larger palate, a larger taste. You're literally just eating cereal every single day. Right? Step outside. Try a different cuisine. Spice up your life. There's so many good romance series out there. There's so many. But you settle for Your Lie in April and Horimiya? Really? Really now? Why would you do that to yourself? Have some self-respect. Anyway, welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the stream. How about Ore Monogatari? That was okay. It was alright. It was alright. How about Golden Time? Golden Time. Golden Time is a romance anime for people who believe they can get out, or they want to believe that they can get out of the eternal friend zone. If you want a truly based romance, guys. Fruits Basket. Now, if you don't know what Fruits Basket is, it's okay. You've been consuming garbage your whole life. And if you don't trust me, Trust the normies on my anime list. It's rated as the highest romance series of all time. Now, if you want something a little bit more different, a little bit more quirky, may I interest you in a series called Lovely Complex. Very sweet, very wholesome, very old school. But you wouldn't know about that. Only the most basados will know about that. Now, if you're looking for a more slice of life heavy, a little bit more punk, a little bit more rock, a little bit more clash of two different fates and different worlds, may I interest you in a romance called Nana. Now, granted, this anime and also manga has not finished and will probably never finish, and the author has fallen into many controversies such as plagiarism, and it does seem like the series will never end. But you know, not everything can be perfect, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Now, are you looking for a little bit of humor and romance? You want a bit of ha-ha, that's actually hilarious. May I introduce you to my favorite romance of them all, Gekkan Shoujo Nozaki-kun. You'll find not only one couple, not only two couples, not only three couples, not only four couples. You'll find many, many, many couples, and they literally cross off every single personality type. They cross off so many romance tropes. But you know what they do? They make it funny. In fact, the animation is pretty darn solid. The voice acting, mwah, chef's kisses. It's all about broadening your horizons. Do not settle for Horimiya. I beg you, do not settle for Horimiya just because this is the Twitter e-boy you would dream of. He's not real. He doesn't exist, okay? Those kind of people are not real. Get a grip. Save yourself, please. And do not vote for Horimiya as anime romance of the year. Literally anything but Horimiya deserves romance anime of the year. Please. Anyway, that is my romance take. What is my opinion in Oregairu? Oh, you don't want to hear my opinion. You don't want to know about what I think about that anime. You don't want to know what I think about that anime. Snafu. This anime right here. I'm about to cook a bunch of people in the chat. First of all, let me start by saying, this anime is the original blueprint for this garbage right here. But everyone loves this trash. Absolute garbage. This anime is utter trash. It is utter trash, and it's literally for horny little teenage boys that think a my-san actually exists for them. This anime, low-key, just so gross. So garbage, actual incel bait. It's for those bozos who are like sad, lonely losers that live with their parents, feed off their parents, literally masturbate every day in their own room, being extra horny, and all they can think about is sex and Dragon Ball Z. This anime is so detached from reality. It's a literal self-insert anime where like the sad little male protagonist, aka the viewer, can insert themselves into the anime and wish that, oh, this my son character loves me. Oh, all these other female characters who are either cute or funny, oh, they're gonna just magically fall in love with me, even though I'm like the most normal person ever. Disgusting! Literally nothing about this is interesting. I don't know why I ended up watching all of this, but it was just hot garbage. Now, for the girls that watch this, it's okay. You're fine. You're fine. All right? Like, if a girl watches a male gaze anime, that's fine. It's a little bit different because you're viewing it through a different lens. But this is so incel coded. Like, I cannot express how many people, like how many young guys watch this anime, came out of watching this anime and expect women to behave the way that my son behaves. This anime's message is like, nice guys, don't finish last. No! It's so detached from reality. Anyway, some people just watch it for the garbage it is, and they realize it's garbage, and that's okay. That's okay. Now, the original blueprint for this garbage is literally this. The main character is virtually the same identical. Oh, look at me. I'm so normal, but I'm so blunt. I'm so rude. I'm so mean. I don't care about people's boundaries. I'm just gonna say how it is. The main characters are literally the same. They just look different. The main girl is virtually identical. They are identical. They're the cold-hearted tsundere type character with black hair, traditional anime schoolgirl. That's how it is, and it's another harem. It's another harem anime. Now, unfortunately, I watched all of this anime and I enjoyed it because I thought, oh, Hachiman is actually a lot like me. At least he was back in the day. I was that douchebag. I was that douchebag that had no boundaries. I would just roast the shit out of everyone. I would tell it how it is. I'm very blunt. You know, you see how I am on stream, guys? I just tell it how it is. And Hachiman is exactly like that. So Hachiman, in my opinion, is a bit of a Giga Chad, although he has no social cues and he's a little bit dense. But the fact that every girl just happens to want him is so detached from reality. It's so not realistic, and again, it's another self-insert anime. Now, fortunately, I did not watch this anime thinking to myself,
Oh my god, every single girl wants me.
you know, oh, hello, Neko P. Hello, Neko P. Welcome to the stream. I was just talking about how I'm not an incel and how much I love you, and you are the only woman for me, and I would never be like this. That's what I was talking about. Neko Atsu said you drive him insane. Of course she does. I love her so much. I love her so much. I would go insane for her, guys. Like, if anything happened to Neko, I would be that insane person that takes on the entire world. Am I an idiot? Why am I farming this set? Why am I farming this set on my F2P account? I'm actually an idiot. Why did no one stop me? Come on, guys. You're meant to have my back. And this is why I would sacrifice every single one of you. I don't care anymore. I'll sacrifice all of you. JoJo's had enough of my yapping, bro. She's literally had enough. Look at her. She's sick of it. She's sick of my yapping. She's like,
Bro, why won't you shut up? I'm trying to sleep here.
fist bump. I'm sorry. I'll stop talking. Yeah. Come on. Oh, she said no. She said, move your hand. She bit my hand. No, 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 no. She's left. Right, I'm going to free her. She's had enough. She was trying to sleep this whole time next to me, but I think she's had enough.
A few moments later.
I let JoJo out, guys, and like, she was gonna run out of the door, but she like omega hesitated. Why? Because Neko was in the hallway. Do I like the anime Koi no Katachi, Silent Voice? I enjoyed Silent Voice, but I 100% understand why people hate it, because Silent Voice for me is extremely overrated by the generic anime population. I understand why it is, but I also think it's sad why it is that overrated. Well, I guess it's also a good and a bad thing why it's overrated. So like, let me explain why people hate Silent Voice. Silent Voice is a trope of forgiveness and a bully having a redemption arc. Now, inherently, a bully having a redemption arc is not the worst thing in the world. Obviously, you want someone who does wrong or does bad to change and improve. But some things, for a lot of people, are just unforgivable. And I 100% understand that. Because from like, imagine the main character, the girl, and you have the main character. Imagine I was the parent. Like, for me, I'm thinking of the perspective. If I was the parent of the main girl, I would never forgive that kid. I would never. If I was the main girl, I would never forgive that kid. They made an extremely unrealistic character in that someone who has the capacity to forgive someone for years of bullying, including physical abuse, unwarranted, unprovoked physical abuse, just because she has a disability. It's extremely unrealistic that this character has the capacity to forgive. And not only on top of that did they create this character who has the capacity to forgive, now they gave her the capacity to fall in love with her bully, which for a lot of people is just very disgusting. And I 100% understand it. I am not a fan of the fact that she also fell in love with her bully. I think it's unrealistic. I think it gives a lot of wrong assumptions to a lot of people who would watch this anime. And like, what I don't like is that the mainstream population don't understand how it's kind of gross that this is the concept of the show. And instead of focusing on her, they focus entirely on the guy. Like, the anime is entirely on the main guy and his road to redemption. It does not shed much light on the female protagonist, other than that she's a larger-than-life character. She's extremely wholesome, she's extremely forgiving, and she has like the purest heart of gold. And like, they need to make the female character like this, otherwise the story, this redemption story, is not going to work in the first place, right? Like, if you for some reason completely ignore that fact, or you can see past that fact, then I understand why a lot of people enjoy the anime. The reality, though, is that most people don't even understand that the surface level is kind of fucked up. Like, the surface level of the plot is, generically speaking, is really kind of fucked up and very unrealistic. But that's why it's a fictional story. And what most people see is like, oh my god, it's such a wholesome story about a girl who forgave his bully and fell in love with his bully, and like, it gave, you know, it's a story about second chances. Ooh woo. Oh well, it's a story that looks into suicide. It's a story about people who hate themselves, and you know, but they're still allowed to live life, and it's okay for people who have wronged and people who have redeemed themselves to live life. Ooh woo. Oh whoa, you know, which is, depending on the lens you look through it, it's either wonderful or it's either really gross. You know, and it's still a very emotional story, because a lot of people will not really look at the other side and they will insert themselves. It depends on how you insert yourself into this anime. If you are someone who has been a victim of bullying, there's a 99% chance you are going to absolutely hate this movie. Like, if you have been genuinely bullied to that degree, there's no way, like, I can see someone who has gone through that enjoying this movie. They will be repulsed by this movie. If you are someone who has participated in bullying before, or you're someone who's been on the outskirts of bullying, or you've never participated in bullying, or you don't see bullying in your lifetime growing up, you're probably not going to think twice about this movie. And you'll be, but maybe you've had like suicidal thoughts, you'll be like, oh, this anime, I find it very relatable, at least on the suicidal part of stuff. I find it relatable. The self-loathing kind of stuff, I find it relatable. So for those people, they're going to, you know, they're more likely going to enjoy it. And it's like, they're enjoying it, and they're not enjoying it out of bad intention. They're not enjoying it out of malicious intentions. They just don't understand that there's a complete other side to this. And like, the narrative, depending on how you look at it, could just be really, really, really very not based. It was a shame for me to see online that people didn't understand why a lot of things in Silent Voice aren't great, and they just nullify it to, oh, it's a work of fiction, oh, it's not real, or oh, you completely missed the point of the movie, it's a story about redemption. On the flip side, though, people who say that completely miss the point of, it doesn't matter if it's a story of redemption. If it's a story of redemption, that means there's a victim, and the fact that you're minimizing what the victim goes through is never bueno. You know, the focus should not be on the perpetrator of doing something bad. It should be on the victim and the healing that the victim needs to go through. And when you minimize that to make the redemption arc of the perpetrator more grandeur, it's kind of cringe. So that's my take on it. I still enjoyed the movie. I've watched it twice just to like reanalyze like whether or not I really did enjoy it or not. But like, ultimately, I still enjoy the movie. But like, I totally get people who don't enjoy the movie. Like, I understand why a lot of people find that movie cringe. Bro is projecting his victim mentality on all victims. I'm not saying all victims are going to dislike it, but a lot of victims are going to dislike it. And like, if people don't understand that, I think that's a bit fucked up. Have I watched The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya? That is one that I do plan on watching eventually. I kind of made a mistake of watching the movie without watching the anime and not understanding a single thing that happened in the movie. But I'm pretty sure I got spoiled on many things by watching the movie. Don't ask me why I did that. It just happened to be there on a flight when I was going to Japan. I was like, you know what, let me watch this. Because I knew that it was a very popular series. And I ended up watching just ended up watching it.